Good evening. If y'all feeling good, say yeah. If you loved your dinner and your dessert, say yeah. Cool. So my name is George Yamazawa. I'm born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. Where all my North Carolinians at? Make some noise. Oh, really? That was kind of a rhetorical question. But in the heart of sharing stories, I'd like to begin by sharing a poem dedicated to my grandmother. My grandma is so cute. She's like this tall. But you know, in Japanese culture, right, reaching 88 years of age is like a lifetime accomplishment. And the character for the number 8 means open. And upon turning 88, one will open up their lives and embark on a new journey. And according to my grandma, she's been 88 for the past 3 years. But now we all know she's finally got 1 month left until her birthday, and I just want to finish this for her while she's young. おばあちゃんへ、心から。Dear Grandma, from my heart. You were at the hospital when I was born. There must have been something about 3 generations being in one room that made history seem tangible. So easy to touch. So easy to hold. You see, my grandmother's frail fingers casually carry 87 years of her life, and her arthritis tells stories. Her index finger, crooked and gracefully, points me down memory lane to a time when I first saw her dance, first saw her hands painless, holding a traditional Japanese fan, moving crowds like wind, a 5-foot tsunami dressed in a kimono, face paint, and culture. How beautiful to be able to tell stories with no microphone, no literary devices, just a choreographed version for love for the stage and a connection to the people. It is a love that runs through my blood, free as 1,000 paper cranes, free as a cherry blossom in the spring, free as her ring finger without those rings. See, I've come to believe that a wrinkle is worth more than a diamond could ever be, because her 3 marriages have died, but her pride still grows in her follicles. That's why her hair waves like a Japanese flag on the side of a kamikaze jet, knowing her life will crash on American soil. The other night, she held me tight, cried, and said she was ready to die, but something inside told me she's not quite ready yet. But what do I say? What could one possibly say about life to a person who has already seen the smirk on death's face? Her arthritis comes from his firm handshake. Her knuckles are too weak to open a jar, but still strong enough to carry her sanity in her palms. See, for the last 8 years that I've lived with her, I woke up to her prayers and fell asleep to her cooking. She would mend a rice ball like a broken heart and feed it to me in case I ever needed another one inside of my chest. I recently noticed her feet are deformed from dancing on top of decades. I used to think we took our shoes off to help keep the house clean, but it's really to respect the land she walks on and remind myself this is not a nursing home. My daily dialogue is her assisted living. Now I know why she always wants to make me food, because watching me grow helps her feel more alive. See, you were at the hospital when I was born, so count on me to be there for you when you die. Oba-chan, you have choreographed my respect for elders, and as long as I'm breathing, I will be dancing behind your face paint. Forget when you're gone. I want to remember you now. I want to walk through your wrinkles, get drunk off the wine you sip out of hourglasses every night, and bend my future arthritically but beautifully so that my life will remind others of your ring finger. I asked my mother, what's the one thing she would say about hers? And she said, she has experienced war. She has experienced lots and lots of struggles, you know. But she never be defeated. It's kind of trippy to watch y'all watch there. And I'm like, y'all. Also, this is the nicest shirt I have in my closet, so I was just sorry for. I'd like to end with this poem that I wrote specifically for tonight. One time, can we get a humongous round of applause for Densho and this amazing legacy of 20 years? It is an honor to be here. So I wanted to share this poem. I hope y'all enjoy. This is a new piece, yo. I'm excited. All right. So one of my favorite movies of all time is Jurassic Park. I was born in 1990, I'm sorry. Besides the obvious, gigantic, unapologetic dinosaurs roaming the earth without parental supervision, I was always most intrigued by the mosquito, trapped in a tree sap gem held by the hands of 100 million years. Wondering things like, yo, what if a mosquito bit me now and like 100 million years later they make clones of me? I wasn't quite able to verbalize the feeling of seeing something breathe again, even after the world has deemed it extinct. I slept through the entire semester of my high school U.S. history class. After receiving notice that I failed the course, I decided I didn't like history. My understanding of the past has always felt clouded, a gray area of war and immigration, believing my story began only when I was born. Learning about the incarceration camps left me ashamed, like a tail between the legs of a dog with flesh between its teeth. Pride doesn't feel good when it's bathing in blood. Being Japanese American can feel like losing a war twice. It can hurt on both sides of the same story. Like, who will accept your smile when your own country looks into your eyes and sees war? The way an asteroid gazes at a ripe earth. The way police profile the innocent. The way our public school system lies to its own pupils during story time. As a poet, I've learned to educate myself through the gems handed to me from others, to receive their life experience as a gift, an exchange of stories meant to deepen our continued plot. Thank you, Densho, for 20 years of collecting gems, for preserving one generation's story in hopes of sharing it with the next, for providing me with an awakened context to an American history that looks like me. If we embody peace and war in the same breath, I imagine each dialogue as a small revolution, a giant conversation birthed from the spine of a mosquito. But the coolest thing about watching dinosaurs roam the earth is remembering that we all share the same story of existence as we continue to survive through anything that jeopardizes our right to live. Thank you so much.